Welcome to Sydney Olympic Park Hockey Centre, where we're coming live, bringing you all the action from the Sydney Hockey Association Premier League 1 Grand Final, where Moorebank Liverpool will be taking on Sutherland. My name's Paul Economides, and on behalf of Living Sport Media and Sydney Hockey Association, we are proud to be bringing you all of the action from all the grand finals here today at Sydney Olympic Hockey Centre. We managed to pre-record some interviews with both our coaches.
Hi guys, and welcome back. We're here with the Moorebank first grade coach Nathan Gilbert. Nathan, obviously a very good season overall, finished minor premiers, more than 6 goals a game, conceded less than 2 goals a game. What do you put it down to?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a marathon, but once you get the round games out of the way, the final series starts. Where you start from is a committed group. We've got a fantastic group of players to work with that are committed, and it all culminates in today's performance.
Yes, and with that, we noticed in the semi-finals and to the round games, there's been a couple of changes from last year's side. You've got the likes of Heath Ogilvie and also Landon Morley up front. That gives you an extra edge this year.
Yeah, you're always looking to improve and regenerate the group. Whether you do that through new players or new positions, it's a choice that you have to make. Obviously, new players bring a new enthusiasm and energy for success, and I think that's paid dividends this year.
And just on your opponents for today, Sutherland, they've come through third. I think they finished overall. Been a very tough very tough side throughout the whole tournament, throughout the whole season. You've beaten them twice, 2 occasions. How do you go about doing that again? Same thing, stick to your laurels?
Yeah, we've definitely got a healthy respect for them. They're an arch rival. We've played many tight games. They've beaten us in many big games as well. So you start from there, having a respect for the opponent. We're confident if we can execute and we're executing the big moments of the game that we can come out on top today. How do we do that? Then in grand finals, it's whoever basically executes their basic skill the most and better that normally wins.
Well, thank you very much, Nathan Gilbert. Good luck for today's match, and yeah, hope you get away with the premiership. Well done.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. And Grant, a very good year overall, finished third, averaged over 6 goals a game. You must be confident going to this final that you have the skills to go on with it and win this grand final.
Yeah, I think we've had a good year. It's been slowly progressing. Got a couple of local juniors back in the off season, and I didn't know it was over 6 goals per game. I guess that's fantastic. A couple of games blew out, but we have been scoring goals. But we have to score goals because Moorebank will score goals tomorrow. Yeah,
just on that, both encounters that you've had, they've been very high scoring. Do you try and limit that this weekend, or do you just try and play your natural game plan and hopefully use that attack and try and burn Moorebank?
I don't think you can limit Moorebank. The reality is they're a very good hockey side through the backs, through the midfield and through the forwards. So if you sit there and base your game plan about defending them, I think you'll lose. So I think what we've got to do is do what we do well, and hopefully that's going to be enough on the day.
And what you do well is obviously the blend of your juniors and your seniors coming together. You've got the likes of Bilko in the goals there. You've got young blokes up front like Brady Anderson. You're looking to, how does that cohesion work? How do you use them together, and how does that complement the team?
It's a nice little observation you made. We've got every single hockey player we have as a local junior except for one who didn't come to us from the local junior ranks. So we're very proud of that fact. Our oldest hockey player is 38. Our youngest player's 18, our goalkeeper's 30, our centre striker's 19. So we have got a nice mix through the team. We try and use that to our advantage. You know, the young blokes get very pumped and do some funny things out there. The old blokes can't necessarily keep up with the young blokes. So it's a nice mix, and they're all mates, which is a pleasing aspect. And it is an interesting observation, which, you know, when you sit down at the start of the year and you say you're 38-year-old and 18-year-old, I mean, Pete, as our captain and our leader, played his first grand final in 1996, so 20 years ago, against the same side we're playing today. So it's exciting.
And the Sutherland club as a whole, obviously having 3 sides in the top 3 grades for the finals, it's a huge achievement. So what do you put it down to? Is it club based? Is it the culture? What do you put it down to, Grant?
Oh, it's hard to say. I've been there since I was 10. I'm biased. I think it's the best club in the world. That's probably a bit of an exaggeration. But the reality is we spend a lot of time nurturing our juniors. We have an academy. We have 50 kids up there on Friday night at Minky, and we're very proud of first through third. Our club isn't just about first grade. I played my first game in 5th grade when I was 15 years of age, and we try and get the kids coming through. Tonight I'm going out to Sintra to watch our under-15s and under-17s. So whilst we've got depth, and whilst we've got it now, well, hopefully we've got it in the future, and it's something we're immensely proud of. And a third, second grade and first grade premiership would mean everything. But if one or two of us or three of us don't miss out, we've still done okay this season.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much, Grant, for the interview, and good luck tomorrow's game.
Thanks very much.
For making time. Going through the team list now. Moorebank Liverpool in goals, Craig Coulson. Kurt Ogilvie is captain. Robbie Green, Billy Graff, Heath Ogilvie, Brian DeMello, Simon Beaton, Nigel Croak, Brandon Horner, Alex Mackay, Ryan Proctor, Landon Morley, Flynn Ogilvie, Nick Jennings, Callum Mackay and Troy Sutherland. Team literally sprinkled with talent throughout. Sutherland team, Blake Sanford in goals, Peter Mulcair captain, Brady Anderson, Mitchell Ray, Gavin Bobick, Reece Bobick, Jono Scott, Luke Noblet, Jack Hayes, Cameron Parsons, Nathan Burke, Matt Bennett, Matt Johnson, Cameron Busnell, Zach Niranen and Max Hughes coming up from the PL2 game just completed. Another team full of talent and rep players. I've got Aaron Oman in here. Aaron, you've coached quite a few of these players at state level, and again, grand final, lots of nerves, I guess. Many of these players would have played, especially at Moorebank, previous years. So, what would the coaches have gone through this week?
Yeah, I mean, both sides are great sides, and a lot of the players on both sides have played at very high levels. We've got a mix of older players, guys like Pete Mulcair, Gavin Bobick, Blake Sanford, Sutherland, that have all been around for a number of years, played in grand finals. Moorebank, obviously, guys like Robert Green, Kurt Ogilvie, Nigel Croak, Simon Beaton. These guys have played, multiple years in grand finals, especially with this Moorebank side. I actually don't think there'll be that. There'll be nerves, but I don't think it'll be too bad. I think once these guys get out in the field, it'll be normal. You're into the rhythm of the game, and with their experience, I think it'll all be pretty good. Moorebank without Troy Sutherland, I believe. I think he's playing in the Canberra grand final because he qualified down there as well, playing with the ACT AHL side this year. So that makes a difference for them, I think, because he's such a great goal scorer, probably one of the best I've seen. That said, I still think that they're probably a slightly stronger squad on paper. It may just come down to the opportunities taken. I think the last time Sutherland won a grand final, their goalkeeper Blake Sanford was an absolute standout. So if he has another night like that tonight, it could absolutely go either way.
Well, if we look at the results between these two teams over the course of the season, they met twice. Firstly in round 7, down out at Moorebank convincing 5-2 winners. And then just in the final round of late August there, Moorebank running out 5-3 winners, the match played at Sutherland. So obviously Moorebank will go into the game full of confidence. What do you think Sutherland will have to do differently? Actually keeping in mind that Sutherland pulled out a fantastic victory against Norwest in the qualifying final last weekend. Norwest would have been favourites to win that match, but Sutherland, having finished third on the ladder, managed to overcome them in a quite convincing 3-1 victory. So what will Sutherland have to do in order to reverse those results from earlier in the year?
Yeah, I think the Sutherland defensive group, a guy like Peter Mulcair anchoring that with Blake in goals is extremely strong. I think those two guys will do enough to limit the opportunities that Moorebank have. So then it probably comes down to the battle of the midfields to an extent. Sutherland have got some great goal scorers up front. Jono Scott will be playing through the midfield, I beg your pardon. Matthew Bennett and Jack Hayes are both guys that can take their opportunities if they get a sniff inside the circle. They're going to have to do that tonight. Corners will be interesting, penalty corners will be interesting, and how Craig Coulson handles those against the probably Bobick likely will be one of the guys flicking for Sutherland on those PCs. Look, at the end of the day, I really don't think there's a huge amount between the two sides if they both play to their best. So it's going to probably come down to the side that really does the little things well tonight and who takes their opportunities, whether it be PCs. I think they're going to be key, crucial, and probably just other little opportunities in and around that attacking circle, both ends.
We'll see how well the defenders from each team do at avoiding giving away any PCs, given how crucial they are to the modern game. So those watching at home on Facebook Live, please post lots of comments. We'll be giving shout-outs. Let us know where you're watching from. We've had quite a few people already today shouting out to Belgium, the US, Canada, and anywhere else in Australia as well. We'd love to know you're watching. Also, if you are on Instagram, which everyone pretty much is these days, please check out our Instagram page. The profile handle is at hockey.sydney. We've got highlights and goals from every single grand final played today in Premier League, and usually about 5 to 10 minutes after we get any goals or action, we're managing to post some highlights on Instagram. So they'll be there. If anyone, even here at the ground, is tuning in at the moment on Facebook, please feel free to get onto Instagram, like our posts, comment. If your friends are in any of the action, make sure you tag them. And the more people viewing, tagging, sharing, commenting, the better. It's been a fantastic day, and it's going to culminate in a fantastic end to the Sydney hockey season. Just at the moment, the umpires doing the toss. We have Steve Versteeg and Scott Evans as the umpires. And you'll see there Scott Evans, soon to be joined by Steve Versteeg. And the players just getting ready now to take the pitch, and eagerly anticipated grand final after what's been a fantastic season. Moorebank last week, they faced last year's premiers Riot Hunters Hill in the qualifying final in a fantastic and a very exciting game. Went into extra time, drop off extra time. Ended up being a 3-3 draw, with Moorebank progressing to the grand final courtesy of them finishing minor premiers. And only 5 goals difference. We spoke, Grant Holloman spoke about the average number of goals they scored all year. 100 goals for the season. Moorebank with 105. Moorebank conceding just 27 and Sutherland conceding just 29 goals. So very hard to separate these two teams. As I said, Moorebank with the 2 victories so far during the season. Grand final, totally different game. And we'll see who's going to be victorious in roughly 75 minutes from now. Teams coming out to the pitch. Umpires have checked the goals. Looks like we're ready to start. Good luck to both teams. We look forward to a fantastic game. Steve Versteeg, umpire closest to us here, just checking everything right with the tech bench. Clock's ready to go. Big crowd here. Moorebank starting with the ball. Ball boys making sure they're all armed with what they need. Final check. Umpire Versteeg blows his whistle, and we're underway in the grand final for 2016 in Premier League 1. Moorebank Liverpool in the red and blue, and white shorts running to the right of screen, taking on the boys from the Shire. Sutherland in the traditional light blue shirt with dark blue trim and blue shorts, running to the left of screen. Aaron, what do you expect to see in the opening exchanges?
Yeah, to an extent, I think both sides will feel each other out a little bit. From what I've seen of these sides, especially the last couple of weeks, Moorebank in particular have adapted certain players and where they play, and we're seeing a little bit of that here now. They've got a lot of versatility with where guys like Robert Green, Heath Ogilvie, Ryan Proctor sort of find themselves, Nigel Croak as well. Sutherland, on the other hand, you know, they'll be ably steered around by Pete Mulcair on ball here, feeding that ball long through, and Luke Noblet at the back. They'll sort of look to hold a lot of structure at the back there, prevent too many breakaway opportunities. And then they'll expect their midfield guys. Matthew Johnson's got a lot of speed through there. Jono Scott's speed and skill to create as they basically come forward. You can see Matt Bennett here, already just asking the odd question of the Moorebank defensive group. A lot of these guys from Moorebank won't mind too much. Guys like Kurt Ogilvie, Simon Beaton, these guys have played a lot together, and they know when certain sides press a certain way, where they need to roll to find that space as they come forward.
Sutherland there looking for an overhead to get into attack. Well shut down by Moorebank.
It's definitely one of DeMello's strengths, I would say. He very good at posting up, rolling, and then sort of looking to eliminate. Good run there.
There's a corner.
And Heath Ogilvie in the slightly unusual position of striker. I know he found himself there last week, but when I last coached AHL, Heath was one of our back defenders, deep defenders. So finding himself in a very different role here today. And as spoken about before the game, these sort of instances are going to be crucial. The corners are going to be important for both sides, attacking and defensively.
Nigel Craig heading to the penalty at the corner injection spot.
You look at the numbers on the circle here compared to the last couple of games, and Moorebank pretty much all out here, creating some opportunities. Someone will probably drop out as the corner's played.
Great save, Blake Sanford.
Yeah, great save. Landon Morley, nice flick low, at that height where you can create some opportunity, but it's what Blake does very well, and if he's made that save early, he's switched on tonight, I reckon.
There's a goal.
You say that, but
in the first 4 minutes.
Cracking goal, Landon Morley. Ryan Proctor, fantastic work there. Just got on the inside of the man, eliminated a couple, found Landon. Steve Vestige was showing that he was going to blow the corner, held the whistle right there, and he's just finished it nicely. Blake probably went down a little bit early after saying what a great save he made first up. He's probably a little bit disappointed in where he got to there. He was down early, which opened up that opportunity.
It's a great start to the game for Moorebank. Landon Morley getting on the scoreboard early. Moorebank Liverpool leading 1-0 in that first 4 minutes of the Premier League 1 Grand Final. Sutherland will look to try and get back on the scoreboard, back into the game as quick as possible.
It's good to see him here. They're playing with plenty of pressure on the Moorebank group. Creates that turnover.
There's a nice touch. Into the circle they go. Matt Bennett with a shot and he earns a corner.
Yeah, Jack Hayes, Matt Bennett combining there. Pressure was on early. They're definitely out to press the Moorebank back group, and I think that's a good idea. Nice little touch by Jack Hayes we see there, and well fed into Matt Bennett. Just the speed, got the ball in the right position, trap shot, and earns the corner. Here we go.
Looks like two batteries set up there, Jack Hayes and Matt Bennett on the trap.
Noblet and Bobic in the different options. Noblet probably more likely to hit, and Bobic would be the flicker. Goes to
Chance
Bobic.
for Sutherland. Up there's a hit. Get a foot on the way through.
Tried to mix it up. Trapped outside, little tap through, and just goes wide, but gets a touch on the foot, which is what sent it wide, so it leads to another corner.
Just as they're setting up, bit of a shout out from Facebook. Mary Ann Pengilly, Garrett Ballantyne, familiar name. There's the trap again. Great save, Pro Coulson. It's still on. Long corner.
Other guys
another
signalling.
corner. Yeah, that was off the foot off the
Signaling
PC
PC.
on the line. Michael Little, clearly a Landon Morley fan. I love you, Landon Morley, from Switzerland. University of Wollongong Hockey Club.
I've seen Michael Little travelling around Europe for quite some time. He's enjoying himself over there, but he'd be regretting not being here to watch his beloved Moorebank play.
Jason Stevo, come on, Sutho Hockey Club. Sharon Wunderlich, Chris Borsio, go Sutho. Dean Cunningham, Ryan Knowles, Thomas Condon, Cameron Molino. Thanks for your comments. Corner for Sutherland. The variation. Went for the touch. Going to go out for a long corner. Try the variation.
Yeah, a little bit scrappy with the variation. It's probably the right idea. Try and play around that first runner. They've gone to the second battery each time. A little bit scrappy with how it was then played out. As we can see, the ball's just a little bit behind Noblet there. Luke still gets a good shot away. He can't finish it off. Coulson's been good so far. Just sometimes on corners he can cause a few little worries for the Moorebank group, but he's been strong so far. So we'll see how that continues.
He was there when they needed him then. That could have been on then for Moorebank. Control well. Chance for Sutho again.
From Anderson. Finds
Bennett has a shot.
it's a good
Good
save.
save from
That's what he
Coulson.
likes.
Bennett very good with getting those quick shots away. It's good to see players taking shots at the top of the circle, getting in good space rather than lots of passing, looking for deflections. Something we noticed from the Kookaburras. Not too many shots on goal, just always looking for deflections on posts. And as you mentioned earlier tonight, Aaron, with the defensive patterns that we're seeing out of Europe, it's very hard to play that style of hockey. That's where we need to see guys use a bit of skill, take plays on, have a shot.
Yeah, we probably just lack that little bit, the ability to eliminate one-on-one. They've been good here so far, both sides in that sense. Ryan Proctor eliminating one-on-one to set up the first goal. Matt Bennett there's created a couple of opportunities. Jack Hayes with that little one-on-one that he eliminated, which led to the first corner. So both sides of the front group have been exceptionally good so far in creating some opportunities as Moorebank break out through Robbie Green.
It's good quick ball movement out the back. Opened up nicely. Just checking my shirt numbers from up here. Those Ogilvies do look a bit the same from this high up as Heath earlier.
And that was a good ball by Flynn there.
There's another chance. Play on, says Steve Versteeg.
Flynn is the Kookaburra who represented a number of times throughout the season. Just missed selection for Rio and back playing for his home club here, Moorebank.
He's just come on, number 22. Ryan Proctor. That's good, strong defence.
That's well defended by Mitch Ray.
You saw that ball that was on, just out of the reach of Jono Scott.
Yeah, it was the right idea from Nathan Burke, but just fed it a little bit too hard. He knew he had to give it some to get it through there.
Chance again for Moorebank.
Brendan Horner gets the corner.
It's a good quick ball, just snuck in behind the defender.
There's been some good touch here so far by the front group on both sides, and seeing really open hockey, which is great for a grand final. Lots of opportunities at both ends. He did well earlier, Mitch Ray. That one probably not so well. He just gets himself into an awkward position to make that first trap. And Brandon Horner trying to be on the spot. Very good touch in there. He does have good touch. He can find the net as well.
We just saw there, he didn't do too much. He just made sure he trapped the ball and held strong and just waited to draw a stick obstruction, was what happened. Umpires just call time out here for a few moments whilst the players get ready. Be interesting to see once what point in time at club level we all go to the international rules of 15-minute quarters and timeouts for corners. Time back on now. There's a push. Great flick. He does it again.
Yeah, it's a good little variation there. They both took a step left, both trappers, just prior to the ball being injected, which you'll see, I hope, here on the replay. And that just threw out the line of the runner and probably Blake as well. You don't quite see it there, but I can assure you I was watching those guys. They both took a step left just before the ball was injected, just threw the line out of the defensive group for Sutherland and opened up that little slider that Landon's thrown down there into the bottom corner.
So that's 2 goals for Landon Morley in the opening 10 minutes of this Premier League 1 Grand Final. Helps his team to a 2-0 lead over Sutherland. Just gone past 10 minutes in the first half. Very lethal corner, hard to defend when with that much pace and accuracy.
It's probably the the worst possible start for the Sutherland side. They've both last 2 weeks they've been fairly dominant from in front against Glebe in the first semi-final and then Norwest in the second. And today, going 2-0 down against a side like Moorebank who can play deeper if they need to and fall away and play very defensive, or can still attack if they need to. They're going to need to make sure that they really tighten things up here and prevent too many opportunities in the next 10 or 15 minutes leading towards the end of the first half.
It's a well spotted pass there from Luke Noblet. Moorebank midfield, too strong again. That's a good pass down the line there.
Good ball, mistrapped there by DeMello, but the important thing there is that sort of style of play that Moorebank play, a lot of rotations through the midfield. Simon Beaton just tracking sideways, knew he had to dump it, and created that opportunity to play along to DeMello one-on-one.
Difficult pass for Noblet to control there. Doesn't help when it's bouncing to your reverse stick. Kurt Ogilvie steps up. Nice pass into the circle. Deflection onto a foot. Corner for Moorebank. A few more comments coming through just as we break for the corner. Alex Montgomery, Scott Stanley, Nathan Baker, Rachel Sigmund, Catherine Sigmund. Quite a few Woo Go Poolers coming through here. Can we get some more Sutherland support through Facebook, please? Let's hear your shout out. See, most of them are probably here watching, given they had their top 3 grades in the grand final today. Here you go, Moorebank looking to extend their early lead. Charge down, play on. Steve calls the corner.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see where that hit the first runner. Looked maybe a little high.
I think just around about the shin pads. Just sort of surprised that the ball comes down and is safe before the corner is called. And we like to see those called when the ball's still in the air. Go Moorebank again. Good running. First runner got a good piece of that, deflected wide.
Yeah, Matt
Pressure's
Johnson's very quick and gets out there quickly.
Quick break from Moorebank. Oh, he really needed to hang on to that. He just not giving the Sutherland players any rest. Moorebank hunting in packs. Ogilvie's connecting well. Free hit there. Good pass from Flynn to his brother Heath.
They're looking pretty professional, Moorebank, and at the moment Sutherland really just trying to find their feet. Not getting much ball, and when they do, they're making some poor turnovers through that midfield area. Bobic decides to send it long.
Nicely controlled. Good chance for Sutho.
Okay, he'll be ruining that chance. That was one he should have trapped.
Just saw Nick Jennings there just lose his footing. The ball was controlled well at the back.
See, he fed through well from Burke, but Hayes should have trapped that. Looked at the ground. I think it was the ground, mate.
Here's DeMello with a one-on-one. All covered by Captain Mulcair. Proctor on the ball. Nice searching ball through. That's come off the post.
Yep, got away with it there. Jono Scott breaking out on the rebound. Well, it might go long here again, I think.
Yeah, just need to relieve this pressure. Strong play there for Sutherland, number 6, Jono Scott. Good transfer. It's just gone in too far ahead of him. It was a right ball.
Not out by much, but they're out by enough at the moment. The passes just aren't finding targets.
But just that relentless pressure from Moorebank, forcing errant passes from Sutherland. Still lots of time in the game for Sutherland to work their way back.
Clever there by Proctor again, just rolling that player off, taking it quickly.
Callum Mackay looking to pick up the deflection along the back line. Moorebank retained possession through Proctor. Mackay again. Finds a foot. Brady Anderson stepping out the circle to make that tackle. Mackay. Easy pickings there for Luke Noblet. Moorebank still with the ball though. Simon Beaton back on. Back and around they go. Green to Ogilvie. Up the left. Looking for DeMello. Sutherland up to the task. Danger here. Regained by Sutherland, well done.
He does like to carry it there, Boosnell. He's got some good skill. He likes to eliminate, but that was suicide trying to carry it out of there. Sort of 4 Moorebank players around them.
Some more shout outs. Michael Little, Anna Barton, Liam Sweeney, Evan Corbett. Keep it coming.
And Nathan Gilbert for Moorebank rolling the subs quickly here.
Well, I don't think he wants the intensity to drop because the amount of pressure they're putting on the Sutherland ball carriers is forcing turnovers. So you don't want any tired legs at all.
Absolutely.
Nice little dump pass in there from Flynn.
A little bit disappointed probably to turn that over. Under a little bit of pressure playing in that midfield role, but good turnover here by Beaton. Just got no answer at the moment. Moorebank are finding free men across the park. Sutherland really at 6s and 7s.
Nice intercept there from Brady Anderson. Got the ball down. It's confronted by Nigel Croak. Covered by Kurt Ogilvie. Croak looking for the pass. I guess Moorebank just looking more professional, I guess is a good way to explain it. They know what to do. There's no panic. Same as last week when they went down 3-2 in the final 2 minutes of their grand final qualifier against Ryde. They didn't panic. They just worked their way upfield, earned a corner and managed to equalise in the final minute. Here's a chance for Beaton. Great touch. Beaton on the ball. Finds a foot and a corner. Well done, Moorebank. No answers. Sutherland have no answers for the quick ball movement and the way they're rolling their forwards.
No, they're starting to lose it a little bit too, Sutho, both at the umpire and at each other here. I'm not sure what he was actually hoping for. Maybe third man obstruction.
Yeah, there's a lot of quick movement by the Moorebank forwards there, and I guess that's causing a bit of confusion for the defenders, whether that's third man or it's just good ball movement. Steve Versteeg thinks the latter. The ball found a foot and another corner. This makes corner number 5 for Moorebank. Thank you to my stats guy today, Eugene. Been here all day with us. There's a slip left. Play on. Thought there was a big stick obstruction in there. Sutherland get clear.
Yeah, I reckon there was, but geez, there wasn't much between. Probably should have been a Sutherland for a hit, but at the same time, Moorebank still almost slotted it. Almost got the touch on it there, Croak, on the sweep.
2 balls on the field, just short delay here. Into the last 15 minutes of this first half. Moorebank certainly dominating proceedings. And we've got a report from the sideline with Dan Morrison. Come in, Dan.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, as you were saying, very professional outfit here from Moorebank. They are moving the ball around well, no panic. They've been in this situation before, being in many first-grade grand finals the last few years. Sutherland just need a bit of composure. I think they're trying to rush everything. They can see the scoreboard, obviously big scoreboard out here at Olympic. They can see the score. It's probably dwelling on them. They know that Moorebank have all the skills. They need to go away with this, but I believe that Sutherland probably need to jag a goal back here to have a chance. Moorebank is still pressing, but we'll see how we go in the second half, in the end of this first half and the start of the second half. But I'll give you a quick update at half time, and yeah, good luck for the rest of the call on the first half. Thanks, back to you guys.
Thanks, Dan. Yep, look, I think you're 100% correct there. We've seen in the other grand finals so far this today that we've had a few teams really dominate the first half, and if a team's able to jag a goal and just stay in reach for half time, it really makes for an exciting second half. So Sutherland will be definitely keen to grab a spot. Here goes Ryan Proctor into the circle. It's just gone out for a long corner. Did well to keep that in.
Yeah, he's been pretty good, Ryan. His father, Bob Proctor, will tell you that he's taught him everything, but of course he was a goalkeeper, so he hasn't taught him a great deal.
Sutherland looking to hold on the ball for some extended periods. Certainly don't need to rush moving forward the way Moorebank are holding the midfield. See the defender Kurt Ogilvy's sort of sweeping ahead of in front of his other defenders. So anything coming through will be shut down pretty quick.
This is better from Sutherland, just holding to the ball a bit more, showing a bit more patience, trying to get a little bit of composure. Moorebank playing a little bit of fall away here, so not too concerned. And as you can see, their back group very good. I mean, Kurt Ogilvy, Robert Green, those guys have probably near on 15 years experience each in first grade in the Sydney competition, so they're comfortable with fall away. They know where they need to be, and at the moment they're sort of answering most of Sutherland's questions as they come forward.
Some of the early opportunities Sutherland had through their high strikers just not coming now. They're very tightly marked. The chances from their gun, Matt Bennett. We haven't really sighted Matt Bennett for the last 10 minutes. It's been very tightly marked.
Yeah, indeed.
Some good crisp ball movement from Sutherland. Helps them get upfield. That'll be a long corner. Chance to build some pressure. It's coming up to 10 minutes to go in the first half. Moorebank Liverpool still holding a 2-0 lead. Courtesy of 2 goals from Landon Morley. First goal coming in the first 4 minutes. And a well-executed penalty corner.
Good turnover there from Jennings. Heath might look for him here, and he does. Oh,
just too far out front. I think he needed the 48-inch stick.
That's right, yeah. Or he probably need to be a little bit quicker. The quickest man out there, Jenko.
Rolls out for 16. Chance for a few more shout-outs. Christy Jones, Pete Somerville, Mags Noy, Hannah Barton, Scott Stanley. Scott Stanley, Nathan Baker, lots of them from you. Keep them coming.
Getting that ball out of the back there, Kurt Ogilvie. One thing he can do very well, he just pivots and he can throw an overhead either direction off one step, and he generally picks a pass quite comfortably. That one there, he could throw it 20, 30, 40. He just puts it onto the stick as the guys start to break forward through that midfield area. It's one of his biggest strengths, something Sutherland need to be careful of.
Good work then from Luke Noblet, trapped under a lot of pressure, still managed to find himself a good pass. Quick ball movement again. Deep in attack. Good play from Sutherland. Just got to work out a way to break this Moorebank defence and get into the circle. And they've done it. Not within 5 metres. Took the quick free hit. Moorebank, Ryan Proctor wants to have a bit of a discussion with the umpire so that it is something he's learnt from his dad.
Interesting to see here, because I just wonder whether if he's inside the circle. No, he's outside. Yeah, fair enough. I guess he's saying he moved it forward, but I don't think he did retreat the full 5. So
you just don't want to take that chance. I can tell you from lots of experience, saying I was far from where he should have taken it from never works.
No, it won't work. Just going to say this is crucial for Sutho here. They've had a couple of corners, haven't been able to convert. Craig Coulson's been good so far. Probably put the mock on him here.
Trapped by Bennett, and the hit. Coulson with the save again. Can keep trying.
Been good so far. He's been very good so far. So, been up to everything they've thrown at him on corners. Corners have looked okay from Sutherland, but Coulson's been very strong in the net.
Well, definitely early part of the game he's kept them in it, and again he's done it.
Just playing it safe there.
Pressure for Noblet. Soft on that pass. Mulcair manages to get his team back into attack. Some good skill. Wonderful play from Moorebank. Landon Morley. Lets that go.
Just overdid it there. Could have just slowed up a little bit, changed his pace.
You saw that class from Flynn Ogilvie, just the ability to drag at pace and eliminate players in midfield.
Yep, absolutely.
Certainly opens up the opportunities up front.
Pete Mulcair there put under the press, but he just doesn't really feel the pressure, Pete. He's a bit of a nice man. I believe this is his last game of first grade hockey, probably all hockey.
Age 38, would love to go out with here's a chance. Needs to trap that. It's good skill. Nice defence, well done.
Yeah, good defence, Flynn Ogilvie, but good skill from Nathan Burke. But yeah, Flynn was up to it that time.
Nice ball out the back from Billy Graff. Just dumped upfield. 6 minutes to go. Moorebank still holding on to this 2-0 lead. Definitely the last few minutes Sutherland have worked their way back into the game. Sure they'd love to convert this pressure onto the scoreboard before half time.
They've just been a bit more composed with the ball coming out. Haven't really necessarily created many more opportunities. Obviously the corner not long ago, but look more composed on ball, which is sort of crucial.
But definitely more composure, less turnovers, and just able to travel upfield to put pressure on the defence.
Just got to be careful here they don't get stretched. So front group pressed out, easy little ball in behind. Ryan Proctor easily eliminated his man. He's broken forward.
There's a chance. He's got a cross goal. Well done, Pete Mulcair. Great skills there from Ryan Proctor.
Yeah, he's been strong, and that was Callum Mackay with a shot.
Probably could have done a bit better with the shot.
I agree. It's led to a corner. Look, I think all that came about. We want to see Sutherland press, and I think you expect them to press, but just there, just way too far upfield. Almost looked like Hayes went out on his own, potentially without a call from behind. By the time the outside guys then started to press with him, there was a lot of space in behind. And as you saw, Ryan Proctor at inside forward there just rolled his man quite comfortably. And again, the Sutherland back group were under pressure. Just getting out too easy in those instances.
So we'll see whether Moorebank just go for the straight flick again from Landon Morley, successful with his last attempt. Nigel Croak again with the push out. Looks like 2 batteries.
I'd be surprised if they may try to use Flynn Ogilvie here coming in on the left-hand side.
Beaton and Morley ready for flicks. Goes to Landon Morley. He's left it behind him. And a shot. That's a bit too high for the first shot on the corner from Ryan Proctor. Yeah, Landon Morley just leaving that behind him. You see on the replay. Just bounced a bit off the trap. Bobbled over his stick. And the follow-up shot wasn't hit cleanly. An error from Sutherland. Puts him right back under pressure. Umpire Versteeg making sure it's on the right spot.
Just play back here, Beaton. Show composure, and Green will play with some depth, try and bring them forward again.
Not much of a press from Sutherland. Just watch, I was going to say, Proctor brought it back inside.
Just good rotation in the midfield there. I mean, Noblet did well to close him down.
There's a nice pass there on the nutmeg. Simon Beaton.
That's never on.
Jack Hayes did well to make some space for himself. There's another chance for Moorebank.
And the one-on-one with Bobic on the inside.
It's good skill. It's play on. No danger. Sutherland come away with it. It's a little sneaky tackle from behind from Brandon Horner. Free hit for Sutherland.
Moorebank looking very comfortable with how they're setting up defensively here. Just allowing Sutherland to move it to the outside halves, and then if they want to play long, Ogilvie in particular is just marking up in front, inside forwards holding their inside man, giving them no room, and just creating a turnover basically. It's Sutherland are not able to play into anyone. I think they need to play a bit more direct, ask some questions of the defensive front group as Billy Graff breaks forward.
Yeah, great skills.
Led there by Noblet.
That was an important interception. There was a lot of danger behind him if that went through. I was about to call Robert Green Michael Green earlier, so I'm showing my age. A great German hockey player from the 90s. Michael Green.
Robert's almost been around as long. He's been around a long time, Greenie. Absolute gun. Him and Pete Mulcair are coming towards the end of their careers, both guns.
A couple of the stars of the future out there today as well. In the final minute here. Nice interception. Ryan Proctor playing particularly well today.
Yeah, he's been extremely solid. Interesting to see. Was in the AHL squad, didn't make the New South Wales side. He'll be representing ACT at the Nationals, and on this form, it'll be pretty good for them.
In the final 30 seconds. Well, what we don't want to end up seeing is ACT beating New South Wales, and due to a great game from Ryan Proctor, I'm sure he'd enjoy that.
Yeah, it's happened before.
In the final 10 seconds here, Moorebank will take their time. And both teams will be keen to get into the sheds, had a bit of a chat. And there goes the siren for the end of the first half of this Premier League Division 1 Grand Final for 2016. Moorebank Liverpool dominating the first 20-25 minutes of that game, going in with a 2-0 lead. Sutherland worked back late in that half, but we'll have all the highlights and some more insight of that first half after a short break. Please check back in a couple of minutes. We'll be on a new post in Facebook Live, and we'll see you soon. Hope you're enjoying the game so far.